Welcome to the Lanyap, a little something extra for your health, your family, and your future. Hosted by Caroline Badon, wife, mama, fitness and wellness guru, fashion and iced coffee lover, and the marketing director and podcaster for the Fussell Group. This podcast is your go-to for real conversations, expert insight, and the heart behind the Fussell Group's mission. Because life's not just about getting by, it's about showing up with purpose and serving the community with what matters. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Lanyap. My name is Caroline Badon, and today I am here with two of our newest agents for our under 65, as well as Medicare and other products as well. But for our under 65 mainly market, Katie and Kelly. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So excited to have y'all. I was thinking, with open enrollment coming up, this is the perfect time to introduce you to our clients and to our followers and let them know that if they have anyone under 65, families or individuals or anything in that category, they have you guys to reach out to.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to have y'all. Katie, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you want to specialize in individual and family insurance.
Sure. So I've kind of bounced around careers forever. My main degree is in agriculture, funnily enough. But I started in sales and I just loved helping people, building connections and relationships. It was kind of just a God thing. An opportunity came up to get into the health insurance industry, grab my license. And ever since, I just really have enjoyed, especially locally in the community, fostering relationships, building relationships, posting on social media and having phone calls. And then, we know the same people. It's so funny. It's such a small world, especially here on the North Shore. But even across the country, I'm licensed in 15 states. So I advertise in those states, I get calls. And even then, sometimes we have mutual connections. And it just feels really good at the end of the day when they say, you are one of the only agents who has actually listened to me. You actually cared about my concerns. You weren't interested in, just a paycheck. And I'm honest to a fault. I will, tell you everything about the plan, good and bad. I'm an advisor. I'm not a salesperson. So with my vision, I think you should go here. But at the end of the day, it's your plan. So I love the industry for that reason. I love the relationships and the connections. And you just never know who somebody is to you on, the other side of the phone call.
Right. It's so true. And I think something that we always mention being in this industry or being an agency in the industry for 13 years, my mom has always said, we're educators. We're not salespeople.
Absolutely.
So our commission's always the same in the Medicare space. So what we're doing is really educating you on what you need and what plans can offer you so you can pick the best choice for you.
Yep.
We're just here to guide you and to teach you what's available.
Absolutely.
So it's so relatable. And it's so good to have agents like that in the space that you can trust and that will help guide you.
It is, because I get calls a lot saying, I talked to someone, he was really sketchy, and it just, the industry in general just has a really bad rap.
It does.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to combat that and be the shining light in the industry that people think is, full of sketchy people and agents who really don't care about you. So yeah, it's breaking through that. And
then once you do, it feels so good.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And Kelly, what about you? What led you into this industry and what excites you about helping families with their coverage and things like that?
Yeah, so I had a little bit of a background. I worked in claims for nursing homes. So not necessarily health insurance, but I kind of got the ins and outs of it. So that kind of guided me on my journey. And then honestly, I've always had employer coverage. So it was never explained to you. It was never broken down to you. People just think, honestly, it's the easy way out to just have that employer coverage and you're good.
Right.
Nobody explains it and breaks it down to you, and nobody realizes that most likely you're overpaying for group coverage, and it's not always the greatest for you. It's not customized for you. I gear my plans towards comprehensive coverage. It's based on your budget and your needs.
Right.
So I like the idea of being an advisor for people. I like to guide people. Look, these are your options. This is your concern. This is what's going on. Here is a couple of options for you. This is the best one, in my opinion, for you. But ultimately, based off of what Katie's saying, the industry has a bad rap, sadly.
And it feels good to be that person that they can trust.
It does. And it's it's sad in a sense, but we both have kind of built it up to where we always get complimented afterwards, like, "Nobody ever explains this to me," "I didn't even realize I was overpaying," or, "I didn't even need this coverage," or, "This coverage didn't cover anything."
Mhm.
So it's really nice to be able to, kind of turn the industry around a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to put it.
Mhm.
So for those who are listening and may not know, we're super close to open enrollment. Can one of you explain to us what open enrollment is, when it begins, when it ends, and all of the details about it that you would want to share with your clients?
Mhm.
Yes. So, well, I'll kind of backtrack a little bit. I'll break down, there's a couple ways to get health insurance, and open enrollment applies to one of those ways. So, the first way is going to be employer coverage. That's your basic, it's through your job. The
Mhm.
second way is going to be private insurance. Generally, private insurance has no enrollment period. You can get on whenever. Sometimes there may be a little medical underwriting. So, depending on pre existings, that can kind of make a difference now. The third way is marketplace. This is where your open enrollment comes in. So, Marketplace is the Obamacare, the ACA,
Mm.
Affordable Care Act plans that you hear of. Open enrollment is November 1st through December 15th. Anybody can get on, anybody can change their plans at that time. And so the marketplace cannot deny you based on pre-existings. It's considered credible coverage, all of that good stuff. So, if your list of medications is kind of lengthy, your list of doctors is lengthy, marketplace probably will be a better option for you. Now, you can get on at other times during the year if you have a qualifying life event. Think the big stuff: marriage, you moved,
Mhm.
divorce, you
Right.
lost coverage, stuff like that. But we're gearing up toward the annual open enrollment where everybody that's on a marketplace plan, they can change. It would be in your best interest to call an advisor. We know of the new changes that are be coming out. Subsidies are going to be changing. They're releasing new plans, taking some away. So it's best to call somebody who's kind of like in it.
Yeah.
We see the changes and we will really be able to shop around and find something truly tailored to, what you're looking for.
Mhm.
So what kind of options are available to individuals and families for coverage shop when they shop for coverage during open enrollment? I know you said ACA. Can you dig into that a little bit?
Yeah, so it's going to
Or
be,
Kelly if you
Kelly, you
want.
go ahead.
So ACA, really, open enrollment's going to show you everything. Right now, it's very limited. So we don't even have access to it until November 1st. But there are hundreds of plans that you have access to based on, you know, whether it's a high deductible or not. There's copay plans, there's co-insurance plans. They have HMOs, PPOs, EPOs, and then also different tiers. So there's bronze, silver, there's extended bronze, there's gold. So it's again, it goes back to being customizable to your needs and your budget. So truly, if you have, a lot, like Katie said, you have a lengthy list of prescriptions, um, you can base it off of that. You can pick the plan that works best for you. Um, so yeah, I mean, the plans are accessible to everybody. Come open enrollment November 1st. But like Katie said, you do if you have a special open enrollment qualifying life event. Either way, I would get in touch with an advisor
Absolutely.
regardless. You can't go wrong getting in touch with an advisor. I mean, worst case scenario, we tell you you're in the best place for yourself, for
Right.
Shereen.
Right. And looking at premium costs and copays and your doctors and your hospital networks and
Mhm.
prescriptions and do you need glasses? Do you need, dental help? Like what are the things that you specifically need
Absolutely.
is what you guys can help them with. So
Yes.
that's super important to realize too. So let's break that down a little further. How do subsidies and tax credits work
Mhm.
and who qualifies for them?
Okay. So all of that is changing. I don't know if I know you remember, but I don't know if you remember a few months ago, there was all of this talk in the news about the big, beautiful bill.
Mm-hmm.
The big, beautiful bill, part of what it does is changes the subsidies to before President Obama was in office. When he came into office, the subsidies were raised, so people were getting better tax breaks. Now
Mhm.
the subsidies are going to decrease, which means for you, your percentage that the government's going to pay for your plan will decrease. So the way that it works, it's super simple, and I'll always do this on a screen share with my clients that they see. So as we're putting information, zip code, who's on the plan, there's a box for estimated income for the following year. So right now it would be for 2026. Depending on that income, it will automatically generate, you have a savings of fill in the blank. That amount will be taken off of the premium. So that's kind of how it goes. There's lots of minutia details that go into knowing who qualifies, how you file your taxes. That's like kind of getting into the weeds, but it's really simple to see who's going to qualify, who's not. And again, it is going to be changing. So somebody that qualifies today may not qualify November 1st. Us agents aren't exactly privy to that knowledge either. It kind of just comes out when it comes out. So we're all in this together. We're going to do our best to navigate. But yeah, changes are coming for the good and the bad, but it's just, it's just one of those
It'll level
things.
itself
It
out.
will, yeah.
So are the subsidy spot where you put the income, does it matter how many people live in your household? If you're
Absolutely.
single, married, all of those things matter too.
Yes.
And is this something that every agent has to do, or is it something that, only the let's say good agents make sure that they do that step to get your savings?
So I've actually gotten a couple of phone calls where, they have put in their income and it wasn't necessarily what they had,
What they told
what
them.
yes, or what they have claimed. So you get those phone calls where consumers are upset because they're getting hit with their taxes later on, come tax time. So I try to stress to everybody, as much as we want to have a lower premium, we need to be accurate, or at least go a little bit higher on your income, and it can
Yes.
always be adjusted. That's something that not a lot of people realize.
right.
You can always call your advisor and tell them later in the year you get a raise, or maybe you lost your job, or
Right.
you went down to part-time. You can always go and adjust that, because
That's
again,
good to know.
come tax time, if your income is not close to what you said it was, you're going to get hit with your
They want their
taxes,
money back.
and they want their money back, and they will get it.
And they will get it.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. So when people sit down to choose a plan, what are some of the biggest mistakes you see them make when it comes to maybe premiums or things like that?
I think a lot of people don't think about the repercussions of a really, really high deductible plan.
Yeah.
If you think, and I have a lot of people that will call me, well, I'm really healthy, I never go to the doctor. But people don't realize you are one tragic accident away from bankruptcy. In the United States, medical debt is the #1 reason for bankruptcy. So if you have a high deductible plan and you say, you know what, I want a deductible that is $18,000 because I never go to the doctor, it's not a big deal. But then they need to be admitted for something as simple as an appendicitis, gallbladder surgery, or God forbid, a car accident and they have to have several surgeries. You're paying your deductible before your insurance ever starts to share the cost with you.
Right.
And your out-of-pocket
So
max is
that-
going to be higher than that. So that is something to keep in mind, is a super high deductible plan, although it works for some.
And it's cheaper monthly?
And it's cheaper
Right.
monthly. Absolutely. That's the inverse relationship. Higher deductible, lower premium, lower deductible, higher premium. That's kind of the price you pay one way or the other, but you just have to think about the repercussions for both.
Right.
And, again, going back to an advisor who can inform you of all of that, because it looks really good on paper, but when you actually have to use it, it might not be what you thought it was.
Right. And either one of you can answer this question or you can answer it together. It kind of touches back on what we've been talking about the whole time. But how does working with the Fussell Group compare to just going at it alone on healthcare.gov make it easier? The one-on-one consultations, the free consultations, can we get into all of that so they know why they would work with one of you guys and not just do it themselves?
Yeah. So I don't think a lot of people realize either that when you get in touch with an advisor, you don't pay anything.
Right.
You also, you're getting free advice. I mean, you're getting guided on what is best for you. And I think, like Katie said, a lot of people, they just look at, well, this is what I can afford. I'm not so worried about this deductible. They don't realize the repercussions if something were to happen. And that's why we have insurance, right?
Right.
If something were to happen.
Right.
So, I mean, always going to an advisor is your best bet, because what's it going to hurt?
Sure. And I just want to add to that too. a lot of consumers don't realize, they'll say, I'm not going to mess with an agent or an advisor because I had a bad experience. I'm going to go do it myself. They go submit their information online, and as soon as they hit submit, they will get hundreds of phone
Yeah.
calls and texts
Ugh.
a day from agents. Some people aren't even licensed. They're trying to sell you a discount plan. It's hard to know one way or the other because this is salespeople. It's high pressure. So people don't realize that happens. That can be
They're opening
eliminated
the floodgates.
by just
Yeah.
calling somebody local, who is trusted, has good reviews behind their name, and somebody who is involved in the community. The Fussell Group is well known, has been around forever, and I can say, at least for me, but I know for Kelly too, we are so proud to be a part of an agency that has such excellent standing in the community, good reviews, the largest health insurance agency in Louisiana. I mean, I am proud to
Yeah.
have
We
that
love having
name
y'all.
with my brand.
And
So
we're proud to have 2 agents that we know do
Yeah.
things the right way.
That's
you know,
right.
and take
That's
care
right.
of their clients. So that's what it's all about, the gold standard of insurance here.
Exactly.
It's making sure that our clients are taken care
Absolutely.
of. And it's all, everybody can trust everybody. There's good relationships, good communication. Everyone's taken care of. So we're so lucky to have y'all too.
We're excited.
So what do each of you, and we touched on this too, maybe let's just go a little deeper. Personally, what do each of you love about working with families on their health coverage?
I personally love that I'm able to guide them through something that they're not everybody understands insurance. I mean,
right.
that's why you have an insurance advisor. That is our job, to understand the insurance and the ins and outs for you. I wouldn't get on a roof and we're on a roof. I'm not a roofer.
Right.
So I would hire a roofer.
Correct.
Why wouldn't you hire an insurance advisor when you're shopping for insurance?
Absolutely. I love the relationship building. And I will say, this is just like kind of a mood point, but I have several clients that are business owners. When I am in need of that service, I call them first. And then, when they have friends or family who are in need of health insurance, even advice, they just have a question. Maybe they aren't going to be a client of mine, but they just need help. They refer my name, they call me, and likewise I do the same for them. So I love that. It's like building my own little network, my own little
Yes.
hive of people who I
Community,
can
yeah.
support, who support me. And it just is really special. I think they can see the genuineness and the authenticity. They can kind of, I guess with other agents, maybe they can kind of see past the shallow, I'm in it for a paycheck, but I really am in it. I love your family. I care about your family. I want what's best for you. And again, the decision's in your hands. I'm never assuming the sale with you.
Right.
You're a person to me. Y'all are human beings, and it's your decision.
At the end of the day, you're here to advise them on
That's
what
it,
is best for them and their family.
Right. That's the most important part.
Exactly.
And that's what a lot of people unfortunately don't do in the industry. And
Correct.
And then that's where the bad rap comes from.
Absolutely.
So looking ahead to open enrollment, what's one piece of advice you'd give to anyone listening right now?
Contact an advisor.
Yeah, don't go looking by yourself. Open enrollment is going to be the prime time for non-licensed agents and even people who really just don't care about you to prey on you. Do not go put your information in online. Just don't. Call people with a reputable name, even if it's not us, even if it's not Katie or Kelly. If it is somebody that has been recommended to you or somebody that you know, love, and trust, call them. Don't do it by yourself. You don't realize the bind you can get yourself and your family in by thinking you know best, meaning no offense, but like Kelly said, I am not going to get on my roof. I'm not a roofer. I would call a trusted professional. So that is my advice. Call somebody for help. Let us really dig into your situation and help you find something that actually fits what you're looking for.
Right. You lose nothing by hiring an advisor. You
Nothing.
gain everything.
Right.
Even if it's just knowledge. I mean,
Absolutely.
Or friendship.
Or friendship, yeah.
Yeah. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining me today, Kelly and Katie.
Thank you.
It was a blast having you guys on, and we're so thrilled to have you guys as part of the Fussell Group family. So if anybody is looking for health insurance coverage, please give us a call. Katie and Kelly would love to help. Open enrollment starts November 1st, and we are here all day, every day to help you guys guide through your health insurance coverage. Thanks for joining us on the Lanyap. We hope today gave you the little something extra that you needed. Be sure to subscribe, share this with a friend, and follow us on social at FGIALA for more tools to live well and make the right decisions for your health and future. Until next time, stay golden, stay the course, and never forget, we'll be there for you.